In 2016, the National Trust for Historic Preservation launched a new public campaign called This Place Matters, designed to highlight and promote grassroots efforts for preservation. The campaign encouraged people to think about what places matter and why they need to be preserved. When we talk about place, we're not just talking about space, a site, even a building. Place can be located on a map, but it is more than location, not just what's on the land, but what it means, how it means, what it means over time, and how it is remembered. The geographer Yi-Fu Tuan claims that place is space made meaningful through human experience. The idea of place helps us to consider how people lived, what they experienced, whose story matters, and why. In this module, we will explore how place is made, what it means, and why it is key to understanding and experiencing the past. Place also doesn't just happen to exist, it is culturally produced by people through social interactions, artistic expression, economic relations, and other forms of meaning making. Place is also associated with identity. A shorthand way to remember this is space plus time equals place. So what makes a sense of place? Place can result from any of the ways in which humans make meaning. The identity of a place may be the result of architectural style, building form, or ornamentation, the way the built environment is constructed and what it looks like. Architecture may be high style, or it may be vernacular, that is common, everyday, or unique to a specific area or region. For instance, here in the Upper South, vernacular architecture of housing is characterized by the presence of specific house types, such as the single and double penthouse or the shotgun house. Vernacular style is also tied to place and culture. For example, here are some examples of everyday or non-high style architecture in Haiti. The kai, which is shown in the lower left-hand corner, is a form unique to Haiti. Here it's pictured as a rural house, and on the right-hand column you can also see it as an urban house and a roadside bar. Also see here other commercial and residential structures from the center of a Haitian city, Cape Haitian, that are also very specific and unique to this area of the Caribbean. The kai in particular has Taino or African roots and is also tied to the origins of the shotgun house when migrants from the French Caribbean came to New Orleans, and this form dispersed throughout the American South, including to Georgia. Place may also be the result of how space is configured and used and the deeper cultural understandings that embodies. In the dog trot house, for example, another southern house type, the floor plan encourages airflow through the structure as an adaptation to hot climate. And you can see this form all throughout the American South, used in a number of different contexts. Another vernacular form is the three-room Pennsylvania German house, which was built by German immigrants in the 18th century and reflected their cultural values, including a kitchen that spanned the whole side of the house floor plan, and then a great room, or was otherwise known as the Stube in German. These immigrants, as they assimilated to Anglo culture, built symmetrical facades on the front of their homes, but kept the inside the three-room scheme that felt culturally comfortable to them. And you can see this here, the traditional three-room German house in the upper left-hand corner, the Georgian form on the lower left-hand corner, which is characterized by symmetry and the 5 bay openings in the front facade. And then the other images show ways in which Germans adapted their three-room house with something that looked a little bit like a Georgian facade, including the two-room or the two-door house, which is unique to Pennsylvania German architecture in this region. These strategies were a kind of architectural code switching in which the use of space signaled the hyphenated identity of these German-American immigrants. Related to that, place may be associated with the identity of its residents, like an ethnic neighborhood, Chinatown here, or Little Italy, El Barrio, Koreantown, Tokyo. And related to that, place is shaped by culture, not only how things look and how space is used, but also the kinds of activities that take place there, the way residents express themselves, the sights, smells, and taste of a place. Place may be the repository and embodiment of individual or group memories, like the collective experience of Japanese American internment at Manzanar, which is also a historic site, or schools, family homes, or other community spaces. Sometimes these may be surprising or very specific to a community. Pictured here is Tak Hing, the oldest grocery in Philadelphia's Chinatown, and a site of memory for those who grew up in the neighborhood. As kids, they hung out outside Tuck's, sitting on milk crates to shoot the breeze. And this grocery also represents the many family businesses that are part of Chinatown's collective memory and characterize its neighborhood landscape. Place may also be the site of something or someone that a group or nation deems significant, associated with important events, like a Civil War battlefield, here in Manassas, or locations associated with the Civil Rights Movement, Ebenezer Baptist Church, Martin Luther King Jr. birth home, both here in Atlanta, and both part of a larger place known as Auburn Avenue or Sweet Auburn. In these cases, the significance is obvious, but the significance may not be obvious, or it may exist in memory or in landscape traces when things aren't there anymore. Here's an image of the corner of 10th and Winter Streets in Philadelphia's Chinatown. It's currently a parking lot. But in 1973, it was occupied by young people from the neighborhood protesting the forced demolition of housing in the area to make way for an expressway. And their actions were part of a larger activist moment that became known as the Save Chinatown movement. So the essential character of a place is made of some or all of these factors. A place may be significant because someone important lived there, or an important event took place there, or it may be remembered because it's the site of cherished relationships, or the site of activities of everyday life. Place attachment is an idea introduced by geographers and psychologists to describe the interactions and bonds within a specific place that are the source of feelings of commitment, responsibility, or stewardship. We all have place attachments and place memories. Sometimes those memories are organized in our mind according to a memoryscape, a sense of geography defined by specific sites that are associated with events, activities, or relationships, a mental map or landscape of memory. The meanings of place are not static, and they are not uniform. Places or sites may have multiple meanings, associations, identities, or attachments depending on perspective or context. Take, for example, the casita, an architectural form that comes from the rural Puerto Rico, an embodiment of the small jibaro or farmers' houses in the countryside there. Recreated in the Bronx or other urban neighborhoods, the casita suggests nostalgia for the island, but it also signals cultural resistance, as well as a reclaiming of blighted urban space for the ethnic community. So place is a primary way in which individuals and groups connect to and represent the past and the way they live, their identities, and legacies in the present. Think about a place that's meaningful to you. How would you describe it? What makes it identifiable? What makes it meaningful?